Hare Krishna, welcome devotees to the Gita Daily session. Thanks all devotees for joining regularly. So today we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gita 9.4. So let's take the blessings of Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya Sudarshan Lakshmana Nrsimhadev Gaur Nitaya Panchatattva. Let's pray that by their blessings we shall understand the transcendental topics of Bhagavad Gita. So let's recite the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhudale Srimare Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's dedicate the session to Srila Prabhupada, who is the Pontracharya of ISKCON. So, by his mercy, we are able to understand Bhagavad Gita in a very easy and practical way. So, let's thank Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today, Sloka is 9.4. Let's recite the Sloka. You can repeat after me and remain muted. मया ततमिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेषु अवस्थितः मया ततमिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेषु अवस्थितः. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. What word meaning? Maya, by me, by Lord Krishna. Tadam, pervaded, spread all over. Idam, this. Sarvam, all, everything. Jagat, the universe, the cosmic manifestation. Avyakta Murtina, in my unmanifested form, not visible to material eyes. Matstani, situated in me. Sarva Bhudani, all living beings. Na, not. Cha, and. Aham, I. Teshu, in them. Avastita, situated. So, translation we'll read one more time. By me, in my unmanifested form, this universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. So, we are discussing now the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, Lord Krishna is actually imparting the topmost knowledge to Arjuna. In this chapter, we have seen that. So, in the last session, we have discussed about the nature of the. One second. Yeah, so we're discussing about the topmost, how devotional service is the topmost knowledge. Right? Krishna, this sloka was Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmam Susugum Kartum Avyayam. So yesterday we discussed this sloka, how actually this is the king of knowledge, no, and how it is the most confidential knowledge, and how it can be joyfully executed, devotional service. So now actually Lord actually is giving further information about his opulences, right? Or so one important characteristic of the Lord Krishna is known as Atarka Tarkakrit, and is also known as Asama Urdhava. So what it means, Asama Urdhava means Asama and Urdhava. So there is nobody's Sama or Urdhava equal to or greater than Lord, right? So Lord actually is the supreme, and the other characteristics of Lord is Atarka Tarkakrit. So Atarka Tarkakrit means he is beyond logic, or he is one who by definition he is one who cannot be understood by logic. So Lord Krishna is beyond logic. So that is the definition. So in this particular sloka, today's sloka actually looks like a little bit like a paradox, right? And so Upanishads, no, if you look at Upanishads, they are mostly like this. So there will be like many contradictory things. No? So in this sloka, the Lord is saying that all beings are in me, but I am not in them, right? So this way, there are many other aphorisms in Upanishads. So unless and until we try to understand Bhagavad Gita, right, through a disciplic succession or a parampara, right, through a bona fide spiritual master, it's very difficult to understand. It can remain like a paradox, or it can remain like a unsolved puzzle. So that's why we have to follow the acharyas. So let's try to explore this. So we'll see part by part. So first Krishna says Maya Tadam Idam Sarvam. So this means the Lord pervades the entire universe. Maya Tadam Idam Sarvam. Avyakta Murtina. How is performing pervaded? He is pervading in an unmanifested form. So that means he is present everywhere, but we cannot see. right? We cannot see him through the material eyes. Then next part is Matsthani Sarva Bhudani. All beings rest in him. That means everything is resting upon the Lord, or everything is depending on the Lord, right? And Nachaham Tesho Siddha, yet he remains transcendental, not limited by them. So, so basically, this means that what is the essential meaning of the shloka is that the Krishna actually is telling Arjuna, no, Krishna is standing in front of Arjuna and giving this knowledge. So when he's saying, whenever, so every time, no, Krishna, we see many times, no, he used the word I, my, Maya. So here also is Maya, Tatamidam Sarvam, right? Then Matsani. So basically, Krishna, what Acharyas are explaining is that the Lord actually, who is the original Krishna, like Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Shyama Sundar or Swayam Bhagavan, the original personality of Godhead, he actually is situated in the spiritual world, right? Everything actually works by his various energies. We have seen earlier that different energies of the Lord, there are unlimited for different energies of the Lord, but actually primarily there are two energies: internal potency or internal energy and external energy. So this energies maintains and manifests the entire creation. So the internal potency of the Lord is Antaranga Shakti or Yoga Maya. Actually, it maintains the spiritual world, and Mahamaya, the external potency, maintains the material world. So Krishna, as his original personality of Godhead, is always in the spiritual world, right? He never leaves the spiritual world, like no Golokayan. But actually, his expansions, by his various expansions, he performs the activities of the material world, right? So this way, Lord actually says that no, everything is resting upon him, or everything is depending on him, or Krishna is the source of everything. So without the Lord, nothing exists. So that way, everything is his expansions. So that all beings rest in him. Right? Matsani sarvabhudani. Na chaham tesham avasita means at his I am not in them means he actually is aloof. The original Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is aloof from all this material creation. He doesn't directly involve in the material creation. No, his agents execute the work actually. So he is not bound, or he is not controlled, or he is not depending on the material nature. He is aloof from them. So this way, the acharyas explain this shloka, right? And the next shloka also is continuing the same meaning. 9.25 also says, Krishna says, although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation. So, so here actually the Lord is explaining, no, further the same point. So, Maya tatam idam sarvam. So next sloka is, I'll just repeat the sloka. So, nachamastani budhani pashyame yogameshwaram buddha brahnacha buddhasto mama atma buddha bhavana. So this is the second next sloka. So we're actually is saying that, behold my mystic opulence, although I am maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation. So that actually this sloka, there's a related sloka we'll discuss after a couple of days. So there we can explore a little more about this. Okay, so going further, so what are the key aspects, Krishna? No, so what Srila Prabhupada explains in his purport, he says that the activities of the Lord, right, are transcendental. And when the jiva is in the conditioned state, it is very difficult for the jiva to understand, the activities or how actually things are working. Right? So actually Bhakti Rasamrisindu says, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi, Nabhaved Grahim Indriyai, Sevayon Mugahi Jihvado, Swayameva Spuratyada. What it means, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi, right? So the activities of the Lord, or no, Atha Shri Krishna, so the Krishna's name, Nama, and activities, Adi means his activities, pastimes, how actually, for example, how the cosmic manifestation is sustained. So these are all activities of the Lord, right? Atha Shri Krishna Nama Adi. Na bhaved grahyam indriyai. So with our indriya, we cannot understand these things, right? But how we can understand? Sevayon mugahi jihvado swayam eva spuratyada, by performing devotional service. Sevayon mugahi jihwado. So jihwado means starting with the tongue. By performing devotional service, starting with the tongue means chanting of the holy names, right? So basically, by performing devotional service, one actually swayameva is puratyada means automatically, gradually, this knowledge is revealed in the heart of the devotee. So then we can understand these things in more detail. But essentially, we can understand from a high level perspective from acharyas, how based on what acharyas explained, right? Also, it is further, we have seen in Brahma Samhita, that Krishna says that Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilojanana Sanda Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilogayandi Yam Shama Suntaram Achintya Guna Surupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So So how Lord can be understood further, it is said that Premanjana Churida Bhakti Vilojanena. So when our eyes are anointed with the pulp of devotion, that means with the eyes, when we actually when we perform devotional service, we have become purified, right? And through the eyes of bhakti, right? Or Premanjana Churida Bhakti Vilojanena. So through the eyes of devotion, actually one can see the Lord. The Lord actually reveals to a pure devotee. So this way we can understand the Lord. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand Krishna. Right? But nevertheless, we try to understand whatever is possible with our limited capacity. Right. So here actually one aspect is that he is all pervading, right? So the Lord actually through his expansions, he is present everywhere, right? And also Brahma Samhita says also that Andandarasta Paramanu Chayandarastam. So which means that Krishna is saying, Brahmaji is saying that the Lord actually is present in every atom, right? So he is actually his energy is in the form of Paramatma. It is mentioned Paramatma is situated everywhere, right? Even in the jiva's heart it is situated, and even in Paramanu, in even the atom, the Lord actually is present. So this way the Lord actually is present everywhere, right? But then because we have seen that yoga maya samavardam, Krishna says that naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavardam. No, I am not revealed to everybody because I am covered by my yoga maya potency. So even though he is present everywhere, actually we are not able to directly have a perception of the Lord. But we can, how we can perceive the Lord actually is by experience or by performing bhakti. So just like the in the body there is the soul, right? But actually people who are ignorant, they don't realize the presence of soul. But actually the proof of the soul is the consciousness. So as long as the soul resides in the body, actually we have the consciousness. We are aware of the our body, right? If he pinches any part of our body, we feel pain, right? So similarly pleasures. So the consciousness is the virtue by which we can perceive the soul in the body. So similarly the Lord actually is situated everywhere, and he can be perceived by through the eyes of devotional service, by performing devotional service. So basically what it means practically is that when we execute devotional service, we can see the transformation in the heart, how our actually heart is transformed, right? And we can see as to the extent we surrender to the Lord, to that extent we can see the influence of Lord in our life, right? Ye ramam prabhadyande tam sadeva bhajamiham. So the extent we surrender to the Lord, to that extent the Lord's hands we can see in our day-to-day life. We will see the presence of the Lord, how the Lord actually is acting. Even though we don't see directly the Lord as person in front of us, but we can see the influence of the Lord in our life, right? So that way we can perceive the Lord. Yeah. So moving further, on to yeah. So Prabhupada actually gives the example of sun, which we will see after some time. So basically, the sun is situated in one place, right? And then is light and heat is expanded everywhere. Similarly, the Lord's energy also is expanded. Is what no actually is Srila Prabhupada is explaining. We'll look at that little more detail. So what are the? We'll see some related shlokas, no, on the same context, like what actually, which will give some more insights to the today's shloka. So 7.7 Bhagavad Gita 7.7. Let's look at it. So this we have earlier seen this shloka we discussed. Krishna says, "Matta paradaram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigena viva." So Krishna, this second part of the shloka, no, is saying that everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on the thread. So the example we have seen some time back, that if you take a necklace of pearls, right? So the pearls, the necklace itself is resting on the thread, right? So the necklace doesn't have existence if there is no thread, right? So that way, the material world is depending on the Lord actually. No, and but then at the same time, the thread is not visible, right? When you see the necklace, we cannot see the thread. So similarly, the Lord actually is the resting place for everything, all the cosmic manifestations. But at the same time, no, we are not able to see the Lord actually, Lord's hand. So this way, no, this sloka actually is relevant to us. The next sloka 10.42, Krishna says, when after describing his opulences, Krishna says, Adava Bhuvanetena Kim Jnanena Jana Java Tavarjuna Vistabhyam Idam Krishnam Ekam Shena Siddho Jagat. So here actually it says, but what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. So this part actually, we have discussed in some of the previous sessions, right? How the Lord's various expansions of the Lord are there, right? So Krishna actually is the original personality of God. His initial expansions are Srimati Radharani and Balram, right? Then actually, then comes the Chaturvyuha, right? Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pratyubhna, Aniruddha, Narayana. Then after that, Narayana comes, right? And further from Narayana, the second Chaturvyuha comes actually. So from Sankarshana. So again, no, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pratyubhna, Aniruddha. So from the second Sankarshana, actually Mahavishnu is coming, right? So Mahavishnu is the Lord, is absolutely pure and transcendental. So he doesn't, it doesn't touches the material world. The material world actually, is like, basically the Lord is spiritual, so he doesn't directly involve in the material world, right? So through his expansion, like mainly Mahavishnu is primarily responsible for the entire cosmic manifestation. So Mahavishnu is an Amsha of the Lord. So here it's saying that with a single fragment of myself I pervade and support. So Mahavishnu is a expansion, no, partial expansion of the expansion of the expansion of the Lord, like that. So through Mahavishnu, we have seen that how Mahavishnu is also known as the Karana of the Kashai Vishnu. So the Mahavishnu actually is lying in the causal ocean or Karana ocean, and when he breathes, when he exhales, all the universes are coming from the pores of his body, right? And when he inhales, everything goes back to his body. So basically, the universes exist, material cosmos exists for just one breath of Mahavishnu. Then again, everything goes into an unmanifested state. So this way, like it is like a pulsating. We have this pulsating theory. We have different theories of universe, right? The Big Bang theory, the steady state theory, the pulsating. So the pulsating theory is something similar. Basically, it comes into it keeps on expanding, and then it contracts, right? So it happens like that. So actually, this is in various scriptures. It is mentioned. It is cyclic as well as, basically it's like similar to the pulsating theory. So when he breathes out, everything comes manifest, and then for some time it exists, and when he breathes in, everything again, is going back. But then this one breath of Mahavishnu, we have seen it's very long period of time, right? It is estimated that it is 311 trillion, 40 billion. So this is the lifespan of Brahmaji. So basically, nevertheless, so this way, Mahavishnu actually, is the cause of the entire cosmic manifestation. Right? Then there are secondary creators like Brahmaji. So basically, every universe, there are millions of unlimited universe which come from the body of Mahavishnu, and every universe, the Lord again enters as Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Right? So each universe is half filled with water. This water is the perspiration of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and he is lying in that Garbhodaka ocean. And from his navel, actually, the lotus flower is coming, and on the top, so lotus actually is the topmost planet is Brahmalok, where Lord Brahmaji appears, and along the stem of the lotus, actually all the planetary systems exist, right? We have seen that 14 planetary systems. So basically, so this is the second Vishnu, and the third Vishnu is Shirodakashai Vishnu, who is actually the Paramatma, who is the all-pervading aspect of the Lord. So this way, Mahavishnu is the source of the entire material creation. So this way, so Krishna is saying, Ekamshena Siddho Jagat. So by my fragmental portion, the entire material cosmos is maintained and sustained. Right? So this way we can understand that no, everything is expansion of the Lord. But then at the same time, the original Krishna is not directly getting involved, in the day to day or the details of the creation and destruction. Everything happens by his will. And it's also mentioned that the Mahavishnu is in Yoga Nidra. So there is also an understanding that all these so-called like manifestations is actually like a dream. It is a part of Mahavishnu's dream, and all these activities happen in the material world, whatever is happening. So this is also the Acharya's one of the explanations. Okay, so another relevant shloka. Basically, this we have already discussed in Brahma Samhita, 35th, 5th chapter, 35th shloka. It's mentioned Andandarastha Pramana Chayandarastam. So actually, that what it means is that all universe exists in him, and is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. So this is actually one shloka, and then 18.61. So basically the Lord actually is as Paramatma is situated in all the jivas that we have seen in Bhagavad Gita earlier, right? So 15:15 is saying that Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishto, right? So I am situated in everybody's heart. And also 18:61 says, Ishara Sarva Bhudanam Hrudesha Arjuna Tishtadi. So the Lord actually is Paramatma is pervading everything. Entire creation is pervaded. So that way, Paramatma actually is the Amsha of Lord that actually is accompanying the Jiva in the material world. Right? Though the Jiva is come to the material world, throughout his journey, until he is able to go back, the Paramatma is always there with him. And the Paramatma is is actually known as Chaitya Guru. This Paramatma is always waiting for the Jiva to look at, to look at towards him, so that actually as soon as the Jiva inquires or looks towards the Paramatma, he is all ready to guide the Jiva. So when one becomes sincere, the Paramatma sends a spiritual master, a guru, right? And thus his journey back home starts. Okay, so yeah, so these are the main points, and yeah, we look at the sun. Couple of two analogies Srila Prabhupada gives to understand this concept. So it's mentioned just that the sun remains in one place, but its light and heat pervade the universe. Similarly, Krishna remains in his abode Goloka, yet his energy spread are everywhere. No, though sunlight touches everything, the sun itself is not contaminated by what it illuminates, just as the Lord remains untouched by the material nature. So this way, the Lord generally doesn't touch the material nature. The material nature is is consisting of the three modes, right? So the Lord actually acts through his energies, like Mahavishnu, and then further, Lord Brahmaji, then Durga Devi, right, Lord Shiva. So all these different expansions, through them actually conduct the material world, and the Lord actually never comes that way to the material world. Of course, actually he comes in various incarnations. Okay, then a second example, the crude example Prabhupada gives is that a king heads a government, right? Which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. So the different governmental departments are nothing but energies of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. So this is one aspect, but still one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. So this way, like a king, or you can take an example of CEO, right, of a big company. So he actually his influence is there everywhere. The king or the government's influence is there everywhere. But actually, he's not personally, he may not be personally present in everything, right? So this is another example to understand this concept. We can also see the example of Prahlad's story of Narsimhadev, how Narsimhadev appeared, right? When Prahlad was tortured so much, and finally, one day Hiranyakashipu decided that no, he want to kill Prahlad. So he asked actually Prahlad, no, where is your God? No, you are telling that God, where is your God? So Prahlad Maharaj says that no, God is present everywhere. Then Hiranyakashipu asked, no, is he present in this pillar? Then no, Prahlad Maharaj says yes, he's in the pillar. So we know that story, right? So then Hiranyakashipu will smash the pillar and Narsimhadev appears. So the Lord actually, that way the Lord actually is omnipotent. No, he is present. He can be present any moment, anywhere. If he wants, he can manifest. But generally, he is unmanifested. We cannot see him. But if devotee wishes, or no, if the Lord is pleased, or if it is necessary, then Lord actually can manifest. Right. So this is another example. Okay. So what are the key points? We'll just summarize today's discussion. So we saw how actually the Lord's opulences are inconceivable. Right. It's beyond our sense perception. How actually the Lord is acting, and sometimes the Lord's activities may appear like from a logical perspective it may look contradictory, but in everything actually Lord is atarka tarka, he is beyond logic, and all contradictions can coexist in the Lord. So that is the speciality of the Lord, and hence it is the Lord is known as Achintya, right? So which is beyond our material perception, or beyond our ability to conceive the ideas, right? So this way, so what actually we can practically we can take away is that we can feel the presence of the Lord in every day, in our day-to-day life, right? So we have seen that the success of human life is to be able to remember the Lord at the time of death. So we can practice devotional service, and try to see the presence of God in everything. For example, we can see that every person, right, who we see, every jiva, he actually is a manifestation of Lord's potency, right? And Paramatma, the Lord as Paramatma is situated in everybody's heart. So accordingly, we can change our vision, right? Or we can expand our vision, so that we can see the Lord in various activities and various things which we perform every day. So when we see the Lord in others, then naturally we will have to respect others, right? All the good qualities, it's mentioned that all good qualities will automatically manifest in a devotee when the devotee acquires knowledge and become enlightened, right? So with that, I think we come to the end of today's time. So are there any questions, devotees? If anybody has any question, they can ask. No, if they want, they can put it in the chat. Hare Krishna. Okay, if no question, then I think we'll end. So I think next we'll meet on Monday. So tomorrow Sunday we don't have online class. Sunday, we invite all devotees to our center, whoever is in Bangalore. They can come visit our Harloor center. Otherwise, we'll meet on Monday again. So, thanks all devotees for joining regularly. We'll end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.